What's up, guys? It's Caliber here.
And the Beast.
And what are you wearing, babe?
My tiny Terrence onesie.
Spooky.
It's a
Yes,
little
because
vampire
it
stuff.
is Oktoberfest. We're coming to Halloween themed videos.
Yeah.
So,
So why
Beast,
not start
what's our
off?
topic for tonight?
Well, since we're going to be talking about Halloween topics, what's not better to talk about Halloween itself, or at least the origins thereof?
Yeah.
Basically, Halloween started off as a basically Halloween's nothing but like a hodgepodge of different like beliefs put into one kind of like funneled as holiday basically. It all started off basically in Celtic belief as Samhain, um, and it was just when the festival marking the end of summer, going into the longer nights, shorter days life, and it was corresponded with the festival of the harvest, basically. And then when the Romans took it over, they took it over. They associated with because like how Romans are. Romans always took things and they incorporated with
This
something
is
else.
fine now.
Yeah, this is mine, and I'm going to use it. And they used it for the same basic principles, but they associated it with their festival, which I'm not too sure about the name of it. I might have it in my notes here, but either way, it doesn't really matter about the name of that particular one. Filera. That's it, Filera. And if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I do apologize. It's Feralia, and that is the day that they associated with the deceased. It's the Day of the Dead, basically. Um, and then that went on for the Roman Empire, and then when Christianity became um, the way of the Romans, then it became All Saints Day, marking the death of which again it had associations with death again, because of the martyrs. So it became All Saints Day the day beforehand, which would be the 31st night would be All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve became Halloween. That's where we are today. In America, it didn't really kind of pan out too well because the Protestant against the Catholic Church back then, it didn't really pan out too well in America. On the southern part of America was sort of done to an extent, just not so much the new England, the New England, and so it really didn't pick up until about the potato famine era, when the immigration of the Irish to America became very, very predominant in the early 1900s, um, and also late 1800s. Around that time period, that's when it kind of got a boom in there. Halloween became a thing, and we kind of had associations with the old neo-paganism became a thing. That still is a practice today, which is a spin off of a more modernized version of paganism, of Celtic belief, and other different religions that would have that basis. So they took that folklore from the original, kind of morphed into like a more modernized, and that's where we get Halloween today. Basically celebrating the beauty and the dark side of things, the veil, where it's between the worlds is the most thinnest, and it's where you get like all the nice little spooky little tales. But yes,
These guys back here.
right, right, indeed. But that's it. Basically, it's a Day of the Dead. It was set up to ode some of the fallen people, no matter what they were. Roman times, it was just the Day of the Dead, period. And then to Christianity, when they took it over, it became the Death of the Saints. So, but now it's back to a more paganistic, but it has a lot of Christian undertones, and it's got some Roman undertones of tradition-wise. It's just a hodgepodge, but it's a great holiday nonetheless because it's kind of morphed, and I like that because it kind of went in the mainstream. It's always been there in the background, but it's always been something that's always been pushed aside.
It's interesting that you call it it's Christian undertones, which I mean, yeah, if you like look at it, it does. Um,
Yeah.
when I was a Baptist as a child, they condemned the celebration of Halloween.
Yeah.
They absolutely condemn it. I'm not sure exactly how true this is. This is just something I was told as a child a lot by a bunch of different people. For all I know, it's a damn Canada thing. Um, you know how you were talking about like the veil between one world and the other is like thinner when you're going into like the longer, darker nights.
Yeah.
Apparently, the reason that they dress up kids, um, or the reason that people dress up is that the, the demons or whatever can't tell the difference,
Yeah.
so they won't hurt your kids. And as far as the candy thing, originally it was like offerings for the dead.
Yeah. It used to be during the Catholic rendition of it of All Saints Day. It was a tradition to give um, offerings to the dead or the deceased, and how you would get that would be on All Beggars Night, is what they would call it. It was that's what Halloween was. That's where the tradition of giving candy out is. You would go from door to door, kids would, and they would ask for basically food offerings for um, the deceased. A loved one usually would have fallen, or in some form or another. It would be a family member or somebody they knew. And if they would got, this is how imperialistic everything was. You had to get a certain amount before they would be considered they were going into out of purgatory. They had to get so many offerings or prayers or whatever have you, or penance, I guess would be the thing. So that's where the idea of people giving out candy at the door, because you went around begging for candy, or well, not so much candy, but it was offerings regardless of which.
Which
Yeah.
they still do in Mexico on the Day of the Dead. They still like leave offerings, sometimes like jewelry, but usually it's like food.
The Mexican Day of the Dead, there's this that's separate than
It
our.
is, but I'm just like correlating it to the offering thing. I know the Day of the Dead is separate from Halloween.
Well, I think that's I think the reason that there's so much alike in that aspect is because of where the Catholic Church went down there. They have a very strong Catholic livelihood down. That's their biggest religion down there is Catholic. Um, I think that's kind of like corresponds why it's so much like Halloween in that aspect because of All Beggars Night. Because All Beggars Night is kind of like the Day of the Dead down there. So,
Yeah.
but theirs is also tied in with Aztec beliefs, and they're old, like older than Christianity type ties too. That I mean, today it's condemned. The reason it was condemned over here, especially within like a lot of Protestant religion, like Baptist, Methodist, all that jazz, Puritans even, um, which are, I don't know if Puritans, I do believe not no more. I think they're morphing into something else, but that's regardless of what we're talking about. Um, the reason that it was considered to be wrong is because they were trying to get away from the Catholic Church from the beginning. And since it was at the time considered All Saints Day, it was a very Catholic thing to do, was worship that. They saw it as something that was worshiping dead, so they considered it to be evil because they were going based on more of a religious background on that. Um, that's where the don't celebrate the holiday. Then it kind of morphed into the whole devil's birthday thing, and whole bunch of other, whole bunch of other things.
Yes, well, maybe I want to go to his birthday party, Karen.
Maybe,
Um,
maybe
something else that this may just cut. I preface this. There are a lot of pagans in my family, or Wiccans, or whatever they choose to. I don't specifically ask. Okay, my family's weird. um, we were always told as kids that if you're gonna mess with anything, 100% don't do it on Halloween because
Right.
because the veil's so thin, you could pull something through that would normally not be able to go through, and then it won't go back because there's a window that like this was in like a weird Wiccan book at some point. I don't remember the name of the book. If I ever come up with it, I'll put it in the comments. But if my mom has the book, um, where it talks about Halloween and it talks about there's actually a small window that the veil is in. It's not the entire night.
Right.
Um, so if you manage to pull something big through and you can't put it back, you kind of just fucked yourself.
Well, that's the time frame you're talking about is the witching hour, and that's why that was a thing.
Yeah.
Um, that's always when the night is always thinnest,
Mm-hmm.
even throughout the year. And then on that night, especially since the veil is already thin as it is, that's actually when the window is because it's already thin. So you can't get any thinner. It's going to be nothing. It's just a little window. You just got to show them the way.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to put out there is I don't like the use of or how people use the term pagans. I guess in today's society, I think I'm not really too happy about it because pagans in general are just like what pagan belief do you believe? Pagans all it was a different belief, many different gods. So there was other religions put on top of that. A lot of them are called mythologies now, which I think is a stab as well to other religions as well, which is kind of weird coming from somebody who considers themselves Christian. I shouldn't acknowledge other religions, but I do because I just think it's I don't knock on people's faith. Um, that being said, so I don't know I know that neo-paganism, which is actually what they consider what they call their religion, is more Celtic in their belief styles, like druids and that sort of thing. What I think I mean, you have also like Romans, their old deities and like their pantheons. They're all pagans as well, and that kind of like I think that's what's nice about Halloween because you kind of get that all in there and all of that kind of like structure, little bits and pieces here, little pieces there, and it becomes this really good. I think it's a great holiday. Um,
Yeah,
and
whether some choose to believe it or not is their prerogative.
well, there's
Well,
something in
it's
the
a
air.
good holiday for exploring. I mean, there's not exactly a lot like set to it. Um, I mean, yeah, kids go and get candy here at night on Halloween. Apparently, not where you guys live.
It's it the that right there is we need to get on that because that if we're gonna make a video about Halloween, we definitely got to talk about the attack that is going on right now on Halloween, and I think it's absolutely atrocious going on today's time. Trick or treat was literally from dusk almost until everybody turned the lights off and it was done, and this could go on for hours. Now they have limited down to some places only an hour. Um, some places you might get lucky and get 2 hours, and it's still daylight when this is going on. There's no. I understand that the world is not as safe as it used to be. You know, we've heard it all before. Has nobody heard about the Wild West? I'm pretty sure that was pretty wild, tooting time going on there with people shooting guns in the middle of town. I'm pretty sure that was probably not a good era either. But I'm pretty sure that they had a good, decent time for trick or treat. And then let's not get started on the store front, the store's attack on the holiday itself. You have one section for Halloween, and you have a big, huge section for the upcoming holiday of Christmas.
Wait, okay. I think the thing that like bothers me the most about that is I don't think it would bother me as much if stores waited until at least Thanksgiving. There are a lot of people who, genuinely celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm not really one of them.
Thanksgiving
But
is not the thing about Thanksgiving is it's not a religious holiday or it's not anything of belief. It is
no.
literally just a national holiday, which is just here in America. Up in
Yeah.
Canada, it's not really a thing, huh?
An argument I had with somebody who was an absolute Christmas lover. And I'm not going to get into my too many beliefs on the day that I'm about to talk about. I believe that Canada's Veteran Day or Remembrance Day and your Veteran Day fall on the same day.
Okay.
But at least wait until after that before you shove Christmas down our fucking throats.
Right. And
It's taking one thing at a time. I think that's what like bothers me the most.
and it's like we will get on another video for another time, but we will definitely get into the Christmas video closer to that time, and it'll be a good one. Trust me, we'll probably get a lot of comments on that one.
Ain't nobody gonna comment on our shit. If it ain't controversial, nobody's gonna comment on it. Yeah.
Irregardless, the point of it is enjoy your holiday of Halloween because it is a very fantastic holiday. Go learn some things. Go learn some things from the dark side. See if you can maybe conjure up some fun times and the spirits and all that. But that's all I have. So unless you guys got anything else, I think that we kind of.
I think the reason why I like Halloween is because you can dress up literally whoever you want. I do want to add on a side note. Parents, do not let your children dress up as Harley and Joker. They're completely inappropriate characters.
It's true.
I
That's
mean, at
the
least not the slutty Harley.
If you want to go Jester Harley, fine. But not the Harley Quinn Suicide Harley.
Right. Totally different.
Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to Tarot Storm. And don't forget to subscribe to S13_the Beast. Anyways, guys, this is Storm Family signing out.